Making his way to the ring is the man they call the Manchester Machine, Chris Allen. Originally from Manchester, England, now based in Melbourne. He trains under Dana Goodson, and let me tell you, this guy is one vicious customer. Since he arrived in Australia late last year, he has been on an unstoppable knockout rampage. And the question is, can Amir Shafipour put an end to Chris Allen's reign of terror here tonight? Mark Castanini, do you fancy Chris Allen's chances?
Well, what can I say, Michael? We haven't seen too much of Chris Allen, purely because of the fact that he finishes his fight so early. He just KOs anyone who dares to step in the ring with him, and I'll certainly say that you've got to be looking out early in the rounds for him to start. He's a very explosive fighter. He'll be maybe a little bit more tentative tonight, fighting the likes of Amir, but who's to say? This guy from Britain is certainly something special.
And if you speak to ring announcer Howard Lee, he'll tell you that one of the most frightening sights he's ever seen in his illustrious career is when he looks into the eyes of this man, Chris Allen, before a fight. He says Allen's eyes are just cold. You can't read them. They're just cold, and they're on a demolition mission. And it's a frightening sight indeed, and that's a big comment coming from Howard Lee, who's been around for many a time. The crowd here at Illicit Receptions have gone absolutely bananas, and that can only mean one thing: the emergence of Tarak Solak's #1 man, the man they call the Prince of Persia, Amir Shafipour. You talk about well-travelled fighters. Well, folks, this man has fought here, there, and everywhere. From the Middle East to Sweden to Hong Kong, Thailand, and now Australia. He captured the WAKO world title earlier this year against Serbia's Peter Stojlovic with a third-round knockout, and he's looking to capture the world title #2 here against Chris Allen tonight. The Persian Prince, Amir Shafipour. Mark the Hammer Castanini, along with myself, Michael Chavallo, ringside for this one, right around the country on Fox Sports. This for the ISKA World Super Welterweight Muay Thai title. Mark the Hammer, the crowd have gone absolutely crackers for the Prince.
Well, Amir, we spoke to his trainer and promoter, Tarak Solak, earlier this week, said certainly he's looking a picture of focus. They weren't too confident when they took the fight, but they took the challenge anyway, but now they're super confident. They reckon he's come along a treat, and he is ready to rumble here tonight.
Let's go across to our ring announcer, Howard Lee.
Thank you, Michael Chavallo and Mark the Hammer Castanini. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been sanctioned by the Professional Boxing Control Board of Victoria, incorporating the Martial Arts Board. At ringside, Mr. Bart McCarthy, Mr. Malcolm McGuinness, Mr. Bernard Balmer, and Mr. Gus Mercuria. This bout has been sanctioned by the International Sport Karate Association. Ringside physician and chief, Dr. Peter Lewis. At ringside, his colleague, Dr. Michael Briondi. Your scrutineer of the point system and ISCA representative, Mr. Norman Liu. Your timekeeper, Miss Anika Williams. I'm Howard Lee on behalf of promoter Tarak Solak, welcoming you to the challenge, our main event. This bout kindly sponsored by Mobile World Communication. Crazy John. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask for your indulgence, please. No national anthems, but quiet for the Ramoy.
The Hammer, what we're seeing at the moment, of course, the traditional Ram Muay, the traditional pre-fight ritual of the Muay Thai fighters originating from Thailand. This is to pay homage to the gods of the sport, to pay homage to one's trainer, to one's corner, and to the sport in general.
And also to pay respect to your opponent and wish him no ill harm or injury, and hope that both fighters come out of the ring as they entered.
A very significant pre-fight ritual it is, and you'll see both fighters firing imaginary arrows into the corner of their opponent. Very much a part of Muay Thai, Thai kickboxing custom and tradition. It's a centuries-old art originating from Thailand. And what we are going to see tonight is 5 by 3 minute rounds of action, knees and elbows. They're letting it all go.
Certainly something special. These fighters are using all 8 weapons: hands, feet, knees and elbows. And you can bet that it's going to be an explosive bout and world title indeed.
Listen to my commands. If I ask you to break, I expect you to break cleanly. If I tell you to stop, you must stop immediately. Do you understand? This is your first and last warning, all right? Touch gloves now and in the last round, and defend yourselves at all times. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fight rounds for the International Sport Karate Association Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the red corner, originally from Manchester in England, British and European champion, with a record of 32 wins, no draws, 4 losses, 15 wins coming by way of knockout, scaling 68.60 kilograms, now based in Hoppers Crossing, Victoria, part of the Master Dana Goodson stable. Would you welcome the challenger, wearing Muay Thai trunks of black, gold and red, the Manchester Fighting Machine, Chris Allen. Across the ring in the blue corner, trained by Mr. Tarek Solek. In February this year, he captured the World Championship. He comes from Iran via Sweden. He's kickboxed in boxing countries including Iran, Sweden, Hong Kong and Thailand. Now based in Brunswick, Victoria, Australia. Fondly known as the Persian Prince, the Iran Invader. Scaling 69 kilograms with a record of 42 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses, 34 wins coming by way of big knockout. Would you welcome the world champion, wearing blue trunks with gold and red, Amir Shafipour. 4 rounds, world championship. Try spectacle.
The time for talk is over as we prepare to get underway in the first round of our world title fight. The Persian Prince Amir Shafipour out of the blue corner against the Manchester Machine Chris Allen out of the red corner. We're scheduled for 5 by 3 minutes of hardcore Muay Thai action.
What you can expect to see here tonight, Michael, is that the fighters, they start fairly sedately in the first round, pick up the pace as it works. These are 5 by 3 minute rounds, so the fighters really have to conserve their energy for the later rounds if they're to last the distance.
On paper, these are the 2 most evenly matched fighters we've seen in Muay Thai in Australia for quite a long time. Although both of them have only been down under for a relatively short time, they've both become incredible celebrities. Of course, Amir Shafipour appearing on the front cover of International Kickboxer magazine earlier this year. And a huge following behind him, as has Chris Allen. Both men trading some early leg kicks. You talk about hardened customers. Amir Shafipour served on the front line of the Iran-Iraq war, and he says that after witnessing the atrocities of war, nothing frightened him in the ring. It's that fearless mentality of his that really scares a lot of his opponents even before they step in against the Prince.
We see Amir attempting an elbow there, but not enough air time in the middle there to get the elbow through. And Chris Allen negating it with his forearm.
Shafipour just delivers a nice right hand to the breadbasket of Chris Allen. It'll be interesting to see if this fight goes the distance. We haven't seen either of these men be pushed to the distance so far in Australia. Actually, I should say in their last couple of fights indeed, where Chris Allen knocked out Dean Keaty in his last fight, and Amir Shafipour did the same to Peter Stojlovic.
See, Chris Allen has a slight height and reach advantage over Amir. But, not posing too much problem for Amir at this stage. But as we've seen in the earlier fight with Ilyas Alshani and Matt Rollins, I'd say that Chris Allen's kneeing capabilities are that very similar to Ilyas, and he'll certainly whip that left knee straight up to Amir's head, giving him a chance.
Allen just lining up the knee to the ribs of Amir Shafipour. There's one to the left rib cage. And another. Shafipour trying to get his own knees in, but Allen doing a good job of negating him. There's the end of the first round of world title action. Mark the Hammer Castaneda, the crowd loving every moment of it.
They certainly are, Michael. It's a very rare sight indeed to see a fight under full Thai rules in Australia. And this is something special. But, Chris Allen looking the goods. There we see him whipping the knee, and Amir trying that elbow, but just miscuing. Chris Allen working left and right knees into the body of Amir quite well. He's finding the gap, he's finding those floating ribs, and he's putting his kneecap straight in there and crushing him home. But we've just seen at the end of that first round, Chris Allen also try a big elbow that just missed the mark, but I'm sure we'll see a few more of those coming out. And of course, that elbow is a really, really powerful part of the body if it connects.
Let's rumble in the second round. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. This for the ISKA World Super Welterweight title. Well-timed leg kick by the Manchester Machine, Chris Allen. Shafipour trying to line up his head with the right hand. As the fight progresses, we'll see the tempo increase. Traditionally, Thai fights, as Mark said earlier on, do start at a slower pace and increase as the rounds go on. Shafipour whipping in that right round kick. Allen just measuring his opponent. They stand toe-to-toe in centre ring. That one reverberated across illicit receptions. Shafipour trying to line him up there with the right elbow. Came close, but no cigar. Allen moves in, stings him with a nice jab.
Of course, Michael, those elbows, there's not a lot of meat there. You catch one of those elbows on the forehead or in the bony part of your face, they'll certainly open up a cut. Because it's bone on bone, and anything that clashes like that, the skin will always split. And that's what these fighters will be aiming to do. They'll be aiming to try and get the elbow in either above the eye, around the forehead area, or just below the eye, where it's very bony and there's not a lot of flesh, and they'll try and open up the cut there.
Chris Allen just sticking in that left jab again. Allen going downstairs, a sweeping leg kick to that lead leg of Amir. Leads him with the jab, probes the right hand down to the midsection, and Allen delivers a crushing knee to the ribs. You can cut the atmosphere in here with a knife. The electricity surrounding this world title bout, it's absolutely amazing. goes over the top with a big right hand. They tie it up. That's the end of the second round of action. Mark the Hammer Castaneda, it doesn't get much better than this.
It certainly doesn't. There we see Amir's corner. His trainer, Tarek Solek, just leaping into the ring saying, and that was a good round. They're happy with that one. Not a lot of grappling though from Chris Allen's side. I would have expected him to go the grapple a little bit more and try and work those deadly knees of his. We see the fighters here just trading blows. Chris Allen whips a round kick in, and Amir comes back with that thumping round kick of his own. That one really would have taken its toll on Chris Allen's ribs. So these boys certainly loading everything up, and they have the precision and the experience to, when they see a gap open, they'll certainly fire a kick or a punch in and try and optimise that benefit of finding the gap. But as I said earlier, Chris Allen not really going the grapple as much as I would have expected him to, and perhaps he's saving that a little bit for the later rounds. Well, for the third round maybe. So we'll just come back after this break in the rounds, and we'll see how Chris Allen goes to work with his knees, if indeed he does.
We roll into the third round of this world title fight. The tempo will increase, folks. You can bet on it. Chris Allen going to work now. Shafipour chasing him into the blue corner. Allen ties him up, tries to work those knees, gets him with the right elbow to the side of the head. And another one by Chris Allen.
He's got to get his arm around a bit more. He's catching him only with the inside of the arm. He wants to really aim it with the point of that elbow. That's Chris Allen, but Amir's burrowing his head in and not really letting Chris get a good clean shot on him.
Amir just wading in with the left jab, ties him up. Allen works the big right knee to the ribs.
You see Amir with the advantage now. You had Chris Allen's head burrowed in. There you see Amir with an elbow of his own.
An uppercut elbow by Chris Allen found the mark under the jaw of the Prince. Backs the Manchester Machine into the neutral corner, but Allen comes out firing. And throws Allen to the canvas like a rag doll.
Amir's corner yelling for him to keep the pressure on, keep attacking, don't give him an inch.
The crowd have gone absolutely bananas here at Illicit Receptions. A stunning elbow there by Chris Allen. Goes down several leg kick.
Amir trying the spinning back fist there, just didn't time it right.
Leading with that jab again, trying to line up the big right hand afterwards. Uppercut by Amir, came close but didn't quite find the mark. Allen wades in with the left elbow.
It was a lead elbow.
And that dragon tail whipping round kick of the Prince, Amir Shafipour. Oh, a slamming kick to the ribs again by Shafipour. That'll take the starch right out of you. And those left ribs of Chris Allen have felt the brunt of those round kicks so far in this fight. Chance of Amir erupting here at Illicit Receptions.
The crowd getting right behind him. Amir looking pumped up. With this crowd behind him, Chris Allen tries for a leaping right hand, right elbow, but it didn't come off. You see Chris Allen kneeing to Amir's thighs as well, in close. That's good knee work from Chris Allen. You don't always have to get those knees up high. You can also try and cork the thigh and retard your opponent's movement.
Another whipping high left round kick by the Prince.
Well, the question is, could Chris Allen be playing possum and letting Amir spend his pennies, so to speak, and storm home?
End of the third round of this world title fight between the Persian Prince and the Manchester Machine. Mark the Hammer Castaneda made an interesting point there. Could Chris Allen be keeping something in reserve and using it in the fourth and fifth rounds?
Well, certainly that was Amir's round, Michael, but I'd have to say Chris Allen is a very experienced campaigner, and he might just let Amir go and see what he's got to offer, and you know, come back from there, because once he sees what he's got, he sees his best, then he can work in under it. Here we see the boys going in for the grapple. Amir just throwing Chris Allen down as he tried to execute a knee. It was a combination of being off balance and also being thrown. So from a crowd point of view, it probably could have looked a lot worse than what it really was. Chris Allen tumbling backwards. But the interesting point will be, as we come back to the fourth round, will Chris Allen pick up the pace now that he knows that he's taken Amir's best, and that he can weather the storm, so to speak, and take it and come back with a vengeance in the fourth round? That's what we'll have to wait and see.
Just having a look in the corner there of Amir Shafipour, and they're putting some ice to a large lump that's developed on his forehead. No doubt the result of one of those crushing elbows.
I'd say that was
from Chris Allen.
From the jumping right elbow that was executed probably halfway through that round, where Chris Allen dummied the leg kick and then came over with the big right elbow, chambered from way back. So that's probably what's caused that damage. As I said, there's not a lot of flesh on your elbow, nor is there on the forehead. So any clash at all will certainly damage some capillaries and make a bit of damage there on the fleshy part of the fighter's forehead.
We get underway in the fourth round of action. Incredible atmosphere here at Lucy Receptions. Allen just stinging him there with the left hand.
The auditorium here has certainly come alive for this, the main bout. The large crowd on hand here are certainly loving it. And these two boys have not disappointed one single person.
The stakes don't get any higher. World title up for grabs. Shafipour just leading in, probing with that left jab, trying to line up the big right hand. Chris Allen fires a round kick to the ribs. Not enough muster behind it to do any real damage. The low kick just checked there by Amir.
Excellent leg check by Amir. A quick leg kick was very well checked by Amir. That was textbook stuff.
There's that whipping right round kick again by Shafipour.
Well, I've been told that Amir in the next issue of International Kickboxer will be releasing his stretching training secrets. Perhaps that's the key to some of these kicks.
Chris Allen whips in a kick of his own. Amir drives and he sweeps him with an inside leg kick that puts the Manchester Machine down.
Excellent anticipation by Amir. Caught the round kick and then just took out the supporting leg.
My word, what a fantastic world title fight we're seeing. One of the best Muay Thai fights we've seen on Fox Sports, folks. And another sweeping kick by the Prince, Amir Shafipour.
Chris Allen looking a little weathered now. I think he's searching for some answers to some questions here that Amir's posing.
Oh, you can feel that leg kick by the Prince.
You have a look at Chris Allen's lead leg. Big welts on that lead thigh. And he's certainly going to be a sore boy in the morning.
Allen just moving in there with the left elbow, trying to do some damage to the jaw of the Prince.
See Chris Allen just smiling at Amir. They're both smiling at each other. That's a bit of a confidence power play trick. You never show that you're hurt in Thai boxing. Never give your opponent an opening. The eyes are the window to the soul, as they say.
And it was Chris Allen keeping up the high work rate with the knees in the grappling situation and then just thrown to the canvas. And he's actually got a cut opened up, I think, on his left eyebrow. And yes, there it is.
There's a cut that's now being examined by Centre Referee Bryce Burwhistle.
They'll get that one cleaned up by the corner.
The crowd at the auditorium here at Elysia have absolutely gone bananas.
Well, I can't think of a more exciting Muay Thai fight since Anthony Vella fought Louis the Ice. A beautiful side kick there by the Prince. Wades in, and that's the end of the fourth round of action. Mark the Hammer, what can you say? This is fantastic stuff.
I'd have to say Amir certainly looking the goods here tonight. He's now opened up a cut on Chris Allen's eye. Chris Allen is still looking fairly confident, though. He's not showing anything. He's a fairly confident and relaxed fighter. But unfortunately, he's at this stage on my scorecard anyway, he's just got to pick up the pace a little bit more and clock up a few more points to make it a clear decision. And that cut will certainly be something that Amir goes to work on in the final round. Here we see the boys locking up. Chris Allen looking to his corner. If you're wondering where he's looking at his corner for instructions. That's how relaxed the boy is seeing if they've got any answers. But that also shows his experience. Sometimes your corner can pick things that you can't. Being on the inside, they can see it a lot differently in a different perspective on the outside. So he was actually looking at his corner for some answers there.
All the talk, all the challenges, all the training, it's all come down to this. The fifth and final round of action for the World Super Welterweight title. Let's get it on between the Prince and the Manchester Machine. Shafipour just leaning out with a jab and then lining up the wicked right round kick. Catches the leg of Allen, tries to sweep out his supporting leg.
Crowd are loving it. They're loving this type of fighting. They're loving the knees and elbows. And you won't find two better exponents of it in the Western world than these two boys.
Shafipour has a confident look on his kisser. Backs Allen into the neutral corner. They tie up. Chris Allen goes to work with the knees to the ribs again. Tries to fire in the right elbow to the side of the head. Actually knees Amir to the front of his left thigh. A corking movement. And then lines up the big right elbow. It came close, but no cigar for the Manchester Machine.
There's a world-class athletes here, and they're really digging deep.
Amir almost took his head off with that huge right round kick. And a beautiful side kick to the midsection makes Chris Allen take a few steps backwards. Nice right hand by the Prince. We're probably down to about a minute and a half to go, and this is the final round of world title action. Another slamming leg kick by Shafipour. Allen really needs to step up the tempo now. Bring home the bacon if he can. Spinning back fist by Chris Allen, didn't quite commit to it.
I tried the elbow there actually, Michael. He tried to get him, but he was just out of range to execute a spinning back elbow correctly enough. I feel he then might have opted for the fist, but just offline.
Great side kick there by Amir, sends Chris Allen down.
I'll certainly pile up the points on the judges' scorecard. Amir looking very confident now, smiling.
Amir doesn't want to get too cocky. We're working a matter of milliseconds in this fight game. And one of those elbows flying into his temple, and it could be good night, Irene, and a cut. Opened up beneath the left eye.
It's opened up a small gash. And it's going to be a matter of whether they can stop the bleeding. And you can bet that Chris Allen, if this fight is recommenced, will go straight up and after that cut and try and stop this fight.
We get it underway again. Allen going directly, as you said, Mark, for that cut. Amir tries to back him into the blue corner and launch those wicked right round kicks. Round kicks again to the ribs.
Let's not be conscious of it and just play at his own game and not worry about his eye cut.
Another fantastic round kick to the ribs by Amir, and another one. He's doing a number on Chris Allen at the moment. Allen fires back with the right hand. Sweat flying off the brow of Amir Shafipour. Another rib cracker by the Prince. Allen just trying to measure him.
Well, the clock is counting down. The clock is counting down.
It's time against Chris Allen, Mark the Hammer.
Well, I'd have to say it could well be the case, because Amir's just, his work rate has been excellent here tonight.
That's the end of the fifth and final round of world title action. The Prince, Amir Shafipour, being raised on the shoulders of his trainer. And like cries. The Manchester Machine being raised by his trainer Dana Goodson. It's pandemonium here in centre ring. This one's gone down to the judges yet again.
Well, it's going to come down to the judges' scorecards, and it'll be very interesting to see the scoring after the 5th and final round. I don't know, I'd have to say Amir Shafipour, after being the underdog, has certainly come up trumps here tonight. His work rate was excellent. He didn't give an inch. It was always all over Chris Allen. Chris Allen, in turn, always very staunch and very, very accomplished fighter. Came back with some great technique of his own. But it's going to come down to the judges, and we wait with bated breath to see what they've got to say, Michael. We look now at Amir's slide-up side kick. Just timed it so perfectly that he took Chris Allen down. Nothing really that's going to knock you out, but it'll certainly take you off your game plan a little for a moment there. But that was perfectly timed and executed there by Amir, that slide-up side kick.
Mark Verhammer, let me go on the record as saying that is one of the best Muay Thai fights I've ever seen.
Well, certainly the viewers at home watching this on Fox Sports should be very glad that they can watch it in the comfort of their own home, because it's something you won't see very often. You see the boys here mixing it up, such as the power that when they clash, they get sort of thrown out of sync. And there's the break. Referee Bryce Birtwistle checks the eye of Amir. You can see the gash there, quite a large gash. Certainly needs some stitches.
You've got no excuse, and neither does anyone else. There's nothing to joke about, because if you had 1 or 2 fights when you fought one of the best in Japan, you're already one of the good ones.
Amir Shafipour, this man who has just seen so much action right around the world. He served on the front line of the Iran-Iraq war. He's had 13 fights in Thailand. He's fought in Sweden and Hong Kong and Iran.
He's fought at the legendary Thai stadium of Lumpini, which of course you can see fights coming to your living room for on Fox Sports various nights of the week. But Lumpini Stadium is the pinnacle of Thai boxing, and this man Amir Shafipour has fought there and has pleased the Thais. They were very happy to see his technique, and that is certainly an honour to be recognised by the Thais in their major stadium. And
in the other corner we see the Manchester Machine, Chris Allen. A lot of people said he was going into this fight as the raging favourite.
Well, that was the decision that had been made after seeing some of his demolition jobs on some of the best that Australia had to offer. But Chris Allen, he'll certainly be back to fight another day, and you never know. We may even be fortunate enough to see a rematch in the somewhat near future. We look now at Amir launch that big right roundhouse kick that paid off so well for him during this bout. He's got a lot of power in that roundhouse kick, and he certainly got it right into the floating ribs of Chris Allen. That would have made him take at least one good backward step momentarily, and that's all you need. That's all it takes, just to get your opponent on the back foot so you can launch off.
And a great show of sportsmanship there, Mark.
Well, certainly these boys, after all the challenges and all the verbal warfare, came down to squaring it up in the ring, and after that it's just down to business, and may the best man get the decision on the night and the world title.
Well, folks, it's all come down to this. The final decision of the judges for the World ISKA Super Welterweight Muay Thai title. Will it be the Persian Prince, Amir Shafipour, or will it be the Manchester Machine, Chris Allen? Let's go across to our ring announcer, Howard Lee.
Thank you, Michael and Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the verdict, come on, a big round of applause. One of the greatest fights ever in Melbourne town, Chris Allen and Amir Shafipour. Ladies and gentlemen, our 3 judges, Michael Vogel, Malcolm Bullner, and Kelly Safe, have made a unanimous decision. Would you congratulate, ladies and gentlemen, retaining his world championship, the Iranian invader, Amir Shafipour, World Muay Thai Super Welterweight Champion of the world.
The crowd have gone bananas. Amir Shafipour being proclaimed the world champion. Mark the Hammer Castanini, a deserving victory, a unanimous decision for the Prince, Amir Shafipour.
Well, congratulations to Amir, commiserations to Chris Allen. But what a bout, what a fight. Everyone getting their money's worth here tonight, I can assure you of that. With a great night of Thai boxing action. Amir Shafipour is certainly throwing textbook technique. And all the training and all the hard work has certainly paid off for him. Chris Allen, he'll be back in the gym. He's a hard, staunch campaigner, and I don't think he's going to even take a backward step. I think he's just going to turn the page and start all over again and look for his next challenge.
Incredible scenes of celebration here in centre ring. Amir Shafipour, the new world champion, his second world title bout. And take nothing away, of course, from the Manchester Machine, Chris Allen. He came here to do a number, and he gave us a fantastic display, and we will see him back in action again. Two fantastic athletes, and they deserve every ovation we can think of.
Chris, you fought a great champion. How did you see it? Fair decision?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You win some, you lose some. Take it how it comes. Amir's a good fighter, who's strong. Wore that belt with pride, bro. I wish it had been mine next time, maybe, but look after it, man.
Chris, where do you think he just slightly outgunned you? Whereabouts? What areas?
I took my time getting into the fight. I didn't feel timing was hard. Didn't feel comfortable to start with. Timing started coming better as the fight went on, but like I said, I didn't do enough. I lost the fight. Fair play.
Chris, would you consider a return if it came along?
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed that, for sure. That was a real enjoyable fight. I'm sure Amir enjoyed it. I think Amir would like to fight again, so if it's on, definite.
It was a great battle. You've been working out with Paul Ferrari, former great Australian boxing champion, Tarek Solik. The atmosphere here, did you feel it was electric, Amir? Did it urge you on to greater things?
Actually, I was 10 years when I started martial arts. When I was 15, my father told me, this sport not suit you. I said, what are you saying that for? He said, you can't get mad. You're too nice for this sport. And I told you something, when I walk in the ring, I can't get him mad before I get hurt. So I thank you, Chris. He hurt me, so I get mad. I'm coming back with the biggest things. I want to thank you him because he put up the good fight, and I enjoy it. When fight going like this, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Anyway, I want to thank you. Everyone support me. Whoever not support me, the reasons come in here, they support the sports, and that's enough for me. When they come in here, they support the sport. Doesn't matter. Thank you.
This morning, live and exclusive.